Have you ever wondered what plunged the world into its deadliest conflict? Let's take a journey back to the aftermath of World War I. The world was a mess, reeling from economic depression and political chaos. This instability was a breeding ground for extremism. In Germany, a charismatic leader named Adolf Hitler rose to power, promising to restore Germany's lost glory. At the same time, militaristic ambitions were flaring up in Italy and Japan. Together, they formed the Axis powers, setting the stage for a global showdown. The fuse was lit on September 1st, 1939. On that day, Germany invaded Poland, and the world held its breath. Just days later, Britain and France declared war, and World War II had officially begun. The German war machine, using a devastating tactic called Blitz or Lightning War, tore through Europe with shocking speed and force. Country after country fell, and a dark shadow of fear and destruction spread across the continent. It seemed like nothing could stop them. But the conflict wasn't just confined to Europe. It was rapidly becoming a true world war. In Asia, Japan was on an aggressive expansionist campaign, sweeping through China and Southeast Asia. Then came a day that would live in infamy. December 7th, 1941. Japan launched a surprise attack on the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor. This single event pulled the United States, a sleeping giant, into the war. Now, the conflict spanned nearly every continent, from the deserts of Africa to the islands of the Pacific. Life during this era was defined by unimaginable struggle and sacrifice. This wasn't a war fought only by soldiers in distant fields. It was a total war. Massive tank battles shook the earth. Fleets of warships clashed on the high seas, and entire cities were leveled by relentless aerial bombings. Civilians were on the front lines, their homes and families torn apart. War technology advanced at a terrifying pace, making each battle more lethal than the last. It was a time of constant fear and uncertainty for millions. Amid the chaos of war, one of the darkest chapters in human history was being written. The Nazi regime in Germany orchestrated the Holocaust, the systematic and industrial-scale murder of 6 million Jews, alongside millions of other innocent people they deemed undesirable. Concentration camps, once just names on a map, became infamous symbols of unimaginable cruelty and suffering. The Holocaust serves as a horrifying reminder of where hatred and intolerance can lead. A lesson we must never forget. Just when it seemed the darkness would consume everything, the tide began to turn. Several key battles shifted the momentum of the war. On the Eastern Front, the brutal Battle of Stalingrad became a graveyard for German ambitions, marking the beginning of their long retreat. In North Africa, the Allied victory at El Alamein secured the region. And then, in June 1944, came the largest amphibious invasion in history. Allied forces stormed the beaches of Normandy, opening a crucial second front in Western Europe and beginning the final push to liberate the continent. By early 1945, the end was in sight. Allied forces closed in on Germany from both the east and the west. In his bunker beneath Berlin, Hitler died in April, and just days later, Germany officially surrendered. But the war wasn't over yet. In the Pacific, the fighting against Japan was incredibly fierce. The conflict finally came to a devastating end in August 1945, when the United States dropped atomic bombs on the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Japan surrendered on September 2nd, and World War II was over. The world that emerged from the rubble was forever changed. The war claimed over 60 million lives and left entire continents in ruins. But from this immense destruction came a renewed hope for a better future. The United Nations was founded to promote international peace and prevent another such catastrophe. The old colonial empires began to crumble, and two new superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, rose to dominate the global stage, setting up the next chapter of history. World War II's legacy is a complex one. It's a story of humanity's deepest failures, but also its incredible resilience and capacity to rebuild. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey through history meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that shaped our world.